Okay, it's ready.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here at our October meeting. We're going to get started. First item on the agenda, there was an amended agenda posted yesterday. Hopefully everybody saw that. So first item is, does anybody have any public comments not related to an item on the agenda? All righty. Then we have any last minute changes for today's agenda?
Yes, actually, there will be. So per our amended agenda, we have the 1:30 EBAS presentation was canceled by EBAS, and so that's come off. And also under discussion action items number 10J, the Tribal Relations Report Memo, that's going to come back to you in January for ratification. So that's coming off today.
Right. And any changes to July's minutes? Looks good. Okay. Moving on. CAS, Executive Director's Report.
Yeah, let me pull it up here really quick. Just give me 1 second. So as of the end of July, we have an estimated cash ending balance of $231,313, which translates into about 2.13 months of expenditure. I've seen rough numbers for the following months of August and September, and that months of expenditure has increased, but I don't know by how much. So we're still waiting on those final numbers. And we all had to, meaning all of our agencies in executive service, with the downcast and the revenue forecast, we all had to participate in a 5% reduction exercise. And so we just submitted that to CFO to finalize to get to LFO by the middle of November. And that process included things like, possible furlough time for staff and other items that, we thought of as the staff members. We're not sure if it's actually going to need to go through, if that's going to be approved, if it's going to be required, because usually that revenue forecast really has much more to do with general fund and lottery funded agencies and not other funded agencies. So we, as the licensing board, are considered other funded, meaning that we get only our revenue comes solely from licensees. And so it's not really reflective of what happens in the general community or the overall budget. So we'll see if that affects us at all, but I just wanted to give everybody a heads up that we're dealing with that. Other than that, in Lumen update, Krista, if you want to give us a really brief update, and then I'll continue with my report.
Yeah, we're still experiencing significant issues, especially in two areas. Obviously, the initial licensing and the automatic online renewals. These are, fundamental to our operations, and their unreliability really continues to create disruptions, both for the applicant and for the OVCE staff. As a result, we've been having to try to make changes manually. That's just little changes and processing a large number of renewals by hand. While we've developed these workarounds, this is far from ideal, and it puts a strain on our internal capacity, and it really reduces the efficiency that we're aiming for when we implemented the system, and it makes for a poor end user experience. To improve our internal coordination, we've expanded our weekly check-in meetings. We've added Miriam, and we've added Heather. And I think that's really important since they manage different licensing functions and it brings a different perspective. I think this has helped us more accurately identify problems, just not in the CAs, but overall. And it helps to communicate those problems and their real world impact. We've seen some improvement in ticket resolution. More issues are getting closed, but unfortunately, the pattern kind of continues. As soon as we close one and fix an issue, another one resurfaces or an old one comes back. So both major and minor bugs are still active. We've requested more hard deadlines and timelines within Lumen, and that seems to have helped a little bit. One recent update is we are being told that Safari can now be used if you're using it on a Mac. However, the system still does not function properly on phones, and we have no indication that a solution for mobile devices is going to come anytime soon. With all of that, our main focus really still remains on customer service, and despite the ongoing technical challenges, our team really does still prioritize a smooth, responsive experiences for licensees. We're doing everything we can to minimize the impact on the public, but it's an active challenge.
Great. Thank you, Chris. Anybody have questions with regard to the Lumen process?
Doctors, may I actually just chime in for 1 second? My name is Dr. Kristen Bodenbender, and I was actually coming in to do some of the public speaking before at 8:30. I don't know how to interject into that window since you guys said, is any of the details going to be discussed later in the agenda? And it is what I'd like to discuss. Should I wait?
Yeah, we can.
Or would you like me to speak on a couple of the things that I noticed were going to be discussed at about the 11 o'clock hour? I don't want to throw you off. Sorry, I've never done one of these meetings, so my
That's okay.
apologies.
I'm not sure what time we're going to get to that actually.
Because we have something at 11 o'clock today.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, I
we
just
haven't-
was reading through the litany of documents, and it's like 200 pages. But in the first couple pages, it says something about like at 10:30 or 11, you start discussing different things like licensures for anything from animal chiropractic works to minor surgery and OBGYN and those types of things. And I wanted to just, as a new doctor to Salem, Oregon, I wanted to just sort of speak on my own behalf
Sure.
regarding
So,
some of the license
so
requirements.
Chris, I'm sorry, I'm looking at, so you're looking at things that you want to talk about around our administrative rule review and discussion portion of the agenda.
Yeah, I read in the beginning, it said, I was just sent an email that said that there's a forum today and public speaking is to begin at 8:30. So I wanted to make sure I was on at 8:30 in case it's open for dialogue with, the public.
Right. So how our agendas run. So our public comment section is really just for non-agendized items. And then for those topics that you're interested in, we call, either for folks, we'll call that topic when we get to it. And then folks from the public can speak on those at that time. So
Okay, so should I?
You can, if you're not able to hang out with the board until then, you can provide staff or in the chat
Those so
option.
stimulating.
Yeah. You can provide your contact information and we can reach out to you when we get to that topic.
Okay, I have a doctor's appointment though. I finally got in with a doctor. It's taken me several months to get in with the doctor, and I have a doctor's appointment at 11:30, and I didn't know how these board meetings operate.
Sure. The other option too is that if you have questions or comments on any of those rules that we're looking over, you can just submit them to us via email and we can incorporate it into our packet.
Okay. All right. Shoot, I'd rather talk to you guys in person, but okay. I guess I will try and do that. Is there a way, just in case it gets addressed before my appointment is at 11:30? With an MD, so I need to be there at like 11:20. Is there any way to be contacted prior to that, or is it just we don't know because of how the agenda just rolls?
Yeah, it's really hard to say exactly when we're going to get to that.
Okay.
But if you want to put your contact information in the chat, we'll have it and we'll reach out to you.
Awesome. I don't know how to do that, so I will go grab somebody in my house that does know how to do that.
Yeah.
Well, if you go up to if you're in your meeting and you go up to the very, very top on the ribbon and you have that little chat bubble.
Yeah.
If you hit that chat bubble, you're
Okay.
going to see the chat off to to the right, and then you can, where it says type a message, you can type your email in.
Okay, cool. I will
Okay?
try and do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks,
Mhm.
ladies. I
Yeah, you're
appreciate it.
welcome.
Okay, bye.
Krista, in
Mhm.
regards to Inlumen, is there anything you need from the board, Krista?
No,
Okay, I was like, if there's anything we can do to help, but we appreciate you guys working
Okay.
through that, and please let us know if there is.
okay. We just want to let you know we're really trying.
Yeah. It's an ongoing struggle,
Mhm.
as you know, for the last couple of years.
If
So to
anyone-
move on, go
no
ahead.
matter what. Oh, we just want to be supportive. We know
Oh,
it's a
thank you.
struggle, so whatever we can do.
Thanks.
Thanks. So continuing on with my ED report. So this month we are choosing our meeting dates for 2026. As you know, this year we limited our meetings to 4 times a year rather than our normal 6. And with that, I mean, our goal with the limiting to 4 was budgetary in scope, and as much as that is at play still, I think it serves our licensees and our applicants and folks who may be disciplined and have outstanding cases with us to meet every other month rather than 4 times a year. So to go back to our original schedule of every other month, if that's what the board wants to do, then I have in my ED report, I have proposed dates for the schedule. And we don't have to determine those dates now. I just wanted to flag what I was looking at for dates for when we get to that in the topics later on today. So the board will determine if we want to meet 6 times a year and what those dates are. Also part of today's agenda is to determine 2026 board executive committee elections. So for our president and vice president and secretary, and we have, Dr. Wagner is going to be off the board come December. And we have a new board member coming on, Dr. Tuttle. He will be actually appointed as of January. So, so just to keep that in mind. And so we'll get to that in our agenda as well, along with the MBCE and FCLB delegate elections for attending their annual meeting and voting with that organizations. And other than that, that is your ED report.
I have a quick question. Sorry.
Yeah.
Michelle, do we need to have a vote to accept today's agenda and the board meetings? No?
No, they're considered consent agenda items, and you
Got
just,
it.
yeah.
Thank you.
So they're considered adopted unless folks want changes made.
Got it.
Thanks for the check-in.
Mhm.
All right, thank you. Do we have an OCA update?
Not that I am aware of, and neither with UWS. And I think that is on me. I did not reach out to UWS or OCA to remind them of this meeting, even though they get notices from us. So, so I'm not sure. I'll reach out to both during our break and see if they have any follow-up.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Okay, well, do we want to go ahead and talk about the dates for the meetings? Because we've got 14 minutes before a rule hearing.
Sure, we could.
Yeah, I have a comment on that. The meeting dates. If we stick with the 6, I have no problem with that. It's just the first one, the January 21st and 22nd. MJ and I would have a conflict for the 22nd of January because we work together now, and so we have an event on that day that's a couple of hours. So if there was any way either to shift that around, or we would just maybe have to miss a portion of it. So
Okay, let me see here. In answer to your question, Karen, those are just proposed dates. So we can,
Right.
yeah. So let me pull up January.
I just know, like with the rules of how far apart they have to be,
Yeah.
and moving one, does that shift all the others? And
I appreciate the knowledge of that. Let me pull up our agenda item here. Okay, board meeting dates. So the first one was going to be January. You said there was going to be a conflict for you and MJ, right?
Yeah.
So we could do the 28th and 29th. And so what you're seeing in my ED report as part of the proposals, you'll see that January, May, and September are 2-day meetings, and the interim meetings are 1 day. We may need to have more 2-day meetings depending on what kind of, topics we have or how many cases we have going on. But for January's meeting, it has traditionally been a 2-day meeting. I don't see anything wrong with having it be the 28th and 29th unless anybody else has conflicts.
Speak now or forever hold your peace. All right, done.
So January 28 and 29 for January. Okay, so let's look at March. I have March 26th.
So let me go grab something.
So for Corey and Scott that have kids, that's spring break.
It is, yeah. And it could be
I have
March
down that
19th.
That's not for what state. I have down for Oregon that's March 26th is not spring break. I have spring break starting on March 30th.
Oregon's usually the last full week of March.
Yeah, I understand, but I'm looking at the spring break calendar right now online. I'd love somebody else to verify that because I'm not, but I had the same concern, so I'm looking right now.
It also depends on what school district you're in.
Spring break? You
Yeah.
fools have kids?
Yeah, school up here, that's
Exactly.
spring break.
Are you looking at 2026?
Yeah, for the Gresham Barlow School District for 25, 26. That's the week.
Yeah, you're Portland. It is also. So I don't know what I was looking at. Yeah.
Morning, Mike.
I did look it up. But as Cass knows, I'm having IT problems today. I'm a basket case.
God, so did I. Had no internet this morning, and whoa.
I always like to blame technology, not the
So-
users.
So in answer to everybody's concern, we can move that up to March 19 if folks with kids, if we don't want to be involved in spring break.
That'd be great because I'm already
Yeah,
marked out the week of the 23rd. Or the
Okay.
27th.
So March 19 it is then.
Trying to pull up my other calendar too.
And clearly we're just totally presuming that y'all want to do 6 meetings a year rather than 4. I'm just moving forward. That's okay. So looking at May then, May 27, 28, does that work?
How close is that to Memorial Day?
It's
Um,
Week of
Okay.
Memorial Day's the 25th.
So I'm catching myself up. You said what, March 19th?
yeah, so we're looking at January 28, 29, March 19, and then now we're considering May 28th or 27th and 28th.
That's a lot of work missed in 1 week, but I'm open to it.
You all good?
I am. Yeah.
Okay. And then next one is July 30th.
Oh,
Any conflicts?
hold on, slow Karen is bringing up the rear. Pull ups. Trying to pull up a calendar thingy that MJ and I have. Okay. I think we're good.
All right. Anybody else? All good? All right, next is September 23rd to 24th. Any conflicts? Okay. Michelle, you're just cruising. You're like, I don't care. Whatever.
Whoops. 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 Yeah, I think.
Okay. And how about November 19?
And I think that's off after my time. And Lori. Oh. Unless nobody is in the wings.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that.
Keeping Lori forever. That's what happens when we pull you in as a public member.
It's like, are you guys talking about me? It's so
Just gonna-
funny because I was like, I think I have one more year, but I forgot to look.
Yeah, actually, about that, let me pull up the roster. I can. Just a sec, I can look at that right now. So. Corey's first term ends October of 2026. Michelle's off at the end of the year. Mike ends, his first term is 2028. Karen and Lori, yeah, end of September for both of you of 2026 for your second terms. Scott, Scott's actually being reappointed this round as of January. And Micah, her first term ends 2028. So yeah, we're going to look at Karen and Lori's spots.
I will start recruiting now.
Thank you. Between you and Amber, you could tag team again. Just do rotation.
Yep.
So is November 19 okay with everybody?
Yeah, that works for me.
All right, so just to review, our January board meeting will be January 28, 29, March 19, May 27, 28, July 30th, September 23rd, 24th, and November 19th. Okay, great. We'll get it on the calendar.
All righty,
Perfect time.
perfect. All right, Krista, are you running the rule hearing thing?
You're on mute, Krista.
Yes, I am.
Okay,
So
we'll give you some time.
sorry, I had it all up and. Okay, let me just get it up here. And I'll share my screen. All right. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Can you
it's
make
not
it
quite
bigger?
Fine.
Yes, I can. How's that?
Barely.
Barely? I'm at 120.
Uh-huh.
How's that? Is that good?
It's better.
All right. This one is for the license for spouses or domestic partners on active duty.
So Michelle, if you want to open the rule hearing.
Okay. I didn't know if we had to wait till 9 on the dot.
Oh, we're pretty close.
Okay. All right. So we will now open rulemaking on OAR 811-010-0068.
And remember, this came up last meeting, and the conversation was around section 2C, whether we wanted to change that from 13 months after the issuance to 6 months, and make it a shorter time period. And then also the question was raised, I don't think it's reflected in any red line, but the question last meeting was raised about the Oregon-specific exams. So thank you. Thank you, Chris, for the clarifying questions. Yes. So the 36 hours for minor surgery proctology, requiring a background check, and then specifics. So these were the questions that we answered for that one particular individual, but we probably should get them in rule somehow. So as far as the 36 hours for minor surgery and proctology, can you go up, scroll up, Kristen, and see where we could clarify that for folks? And I think the question also was, what's a complete application? Remember, that was the term we analyzed. What's considered a complete application? So possibly we could put in like maybe at the end of F there, so 1F, and say, you know, applicants are not required to take organ-specific exams or something similar.
Why isn't that?
Through red line.
Yeah.
Or even make a new G. Yeah.
You want to do a G?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. And what do you want? Applicants.
Is it a subset of F or is it its own thing?
It could be either. And I don't know what these people are called in the rule, so I'm trying to find out what we're calling these folks.
Yeah.
So if you want to scroll up a bit, Krista, I don't remember what we're calling these folks. Spouse or domestic partner of active duty. So we could say the spouse or domestic partner is not required to take Oregon-specific exams. Or we can name them out. I guess we could do that too.
And that included the ethics jurisprudence you didn't need to take?
That's up to the board.
My thought is if we go with 6 months, their spouse or domestic partner is likely stationed here for longer than that. So they'll
Mhm.
have to be licensed and they'll have to take those exams.
Yeah. I mean, we can actually clarify with G, the spouse or domestic partner is not required to take Oregon-specific exams for temporary licensure.
And that'd be better.
And then it would be specific, just singular, Krista. Yeah. So then go down to see what other questions that we were trying to answer. Oh, this training, the 36 hours, that's right. We could actually tack it on to that G.
Mhm.
So spouse is not required to take Oregon-specific exams, nor required to have completed 36 hours of minor surgery and proctology courses or training or whatever it's called.
Oh. Although I do have a question if that's right.
It would say nor Oregon specific exams, comma, nor be required to have. It'd be part of that sentence. It wouldn't be a separate sentence. And you'd bring for temporary licensure at the end of the full sentence.
Looks good.
I would say B between nor and required, nor be required to have completed.
Sounds weird.
I know it does. 36 hours of minor surgery proctology. Was it training class?
Yeah, training.
Training.
Coursework?
Coursework, probably.
Well, is it the coursework or is it the are we talking about the supervision?
Mm-mm. This is just
No.
the coursework.
Okay, just coursework. Okay.
Yep, the class and lab.
Okay, so that answers that piece. So what's the next question down below?
Coursework.
Required
one word.
background check. Sorry, Heather?
Is coursework one word or two?
It should be one word. So maybe up above where we mentioned completed application could be including criminal background check, which includes a criminal background check. the commas, separating that. Does that get there?
Looks good.
And then what's the last question? Oh, we answered it already. Okay.
Okay, because of the issues, I'm saving as I go.
Yeah. The issues.
Well, it's been funky with technology.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, actually, before you go up, you can actually delete those questions then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so is that, we need to vote on that before we get to the next one.
I will move that we accept OAR 811-010-0068 as we have amended it.
Thank you. Anybody second?
Second.
Second.
who got that one?
I heard Micah.
I did too.
Sorry,
Ooh.
Karen. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, we shall take a vote. Karen,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Corey,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Lori,
Aye.
Micah. Aye. Aye for myself, motion carries. That closes rulemaking on OAR 811-010-0068. We'll now open rulemaking on 811-015-0006.
And this was just updating x-rays to imaging since we had updated those in the x-ray rules. I don't think any other issues were kind of addressed. Yeah.
Ready for me to make a motion?
Let's do it.
Do it.
Okay. I move that we accept OAR 811-015-0006 as amended.
Do you want it this time, Karen?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, Karen,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Corey,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Lori,
Aye.
Micah. Aye. Aye for myself, motion carries. That closes rulemaking on OAR 811-015-0006. We'll now open rulemaking on OAR 811-015-0011.
I got a quick question. Is a minor is someone that's 15 years of age or older or younger?
Well, the intention is that they can consent at 15 and older.
So maybe we could just say a person 15 years of age or older may give consent. Because I think the minor, there's a very term of art in the legal world what minor means.
Good point, Heather. That
Yeah.
does sound funny.
It did.
I was going to say, I'm still a minor? Oh my God.
Well, out of all of us, you'd be the most likely.
And then what's in the packet, there's some stuff that jumped out at me. There needs to be a space between examination, comma,
Yeah.
space, treatment. And then in our packet, which is not the red line version, it's the changed. Diagnosis is by, it's all, there's no spaces in our packet. So I don't know what it looks like when you take the red line version, but I want to make sure it's not.
There's a space there. Yeah.
Yeah.
In that same section, Krista, just down below that. No, up in A still.
Yeah.
The second diagnosis. There you go. There needs to be a space there.
Now, you might have two spaces after between two and examination there.
Well, hit the sidebar and it will clean it up and see what it looks like.
Oh, like this? No,
Yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah.
you mean by this sidebar.
No,
This?
that's where you just were. Yep. That should clean it up.
Oh.
Yep. You got two spaces between two and examination in A.
Oh, that's funny. When it was all clumped together, I saw double IS.
And then
And
also
between
the-
person and time.
And
Yeah,
I
but-
clean this up when I submit it, like the spacing.
Yeah.
To the Secretary of State.
You
So-
just send it like that?
So the space between the comma, a person, comma. There you go.
So since we changed that minor to person, it doesn't really explicitly say who a minor is now. In like 1 or 2, it says minors, but not. I don't know if you guys look at it.
Do we need to do like a medical minor as a person, as somebody under age 15? Like, do we need to define that? What do the other professions, what do their rules say?
I don't know. I haven't done that research on it. We have a question from Rebecca. So Rebecca's asking if there's an update regarding, there's a statute 109. Let's see. .109 is for child rights and relations. 109. Thanks for 640. Okay, thank you.
Chapter ORS 109 would be, that's domestic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was looking under Oregon, like health authority type stuff. I can't find an actual definition listed in the ORSs.
I'm just working for just scrolling to 640 here.
I mean, even if it was like treatment to minor patients, parentheses, 14 and younger or something. I think it's just so that it's kind of defined.
So for reproductive health care terminology does not include elective sterile of a minor under 15 years of age. So that to me sounds like you're a minor if you're under 15. If you're not under 15, then you're not a minor, but I don't know if that's. So 109-640-2B states a minor under 15 years of age may give consent without the consent of a parent or guardian of the minor to an abortion. So but that's kind of the opposite.
So for each individual medical fields, like minors can consent to certain things. And
Yeah.
I know that because so sometimes it's 14, sometimes it's 15, sometimes it's 12. So I think like we need.
So It could, I mean, we could go back to the original language because a minor over the age between, or a minor between the age of 15 and 18. I mean, that's really that window what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, these other languages, they do say minor, 15 years of age or older.
Uh-huh. So I think we
Yeah.
can go back to the original language.
Sorry.
Is there anything else? Just a minor? Just leave it like that?
I think that's right.
Okay.
Yeah. And Rebecca, to your question, so as far as work on legislative concept for minor consent, I think OCA was going to bring it back for, I don't know about the short session, but I know they were talking about for 2027. So that's where it stands right now.
I see how it's written.
Okay. Any other changes?
Everybody good? All right. I will make a motion to adopt 811-015-0011 as amended.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, we will vote. Karen,
Aye.
Scott,
I know he's having difficulties with tech.
okay, Corey,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Lori,
Aye.
Micah,
Aye.
I for myself, motion carries. That closes rulemaking on 811-015-0011.
So we didn't need him, but Scott did not get voted on that one. Is
That's
that
fine.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad that someone else is having tech issues today.
And it looks like Dr. Ali just joined us.
Are we going on to the next section, the rules?
Administrative rules.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Perfect.
And so this section is to remind the board, so we're not going into rulemaking. The question before the board in reviewing this section is whether you want to go into rulemaking for next meeting. So you can wordsmith all you want to with these rules, but the question before you would be whether we go into rulemaking or not. Just to clarify that piece.
Yeah, sorry.
So first one, we're looking at the, what are we looking at here? Oversight of postdoctoral doctorate. I can't see it. So chiropractic
Oh,
specialty program.
sorry.
This is the RCSP thing.
That's right. And we don't have a rule number yet because we haven't filed it with anybody. And this was based on Oklahoma's, model rule that they had, and we just modified it to look more Oregon-based. And so if you want to take a look and see if there's anything that jumps out at you that isn't relevant to us, or if we need to change, or if there's provisions that you just don't want in there, and then we can answer the question whether you want to actually have it in a rule or not. And I don't know how often we spell out the Board of Chiropractic Examiner shall in our rules.
So do you want OBCE here or nothing?
Yeah,
What-
usually it would be OBCE.
So my question on this would be, how, if we do this, what would be how do you guys see the process going of, because we currently don't, right? So is this, we create a application through in Lumen that docs would apply through, and then they get held for each board meeting, and then we look at them that way? Is it something
Well,
that would be
I-
delegated to staff? You know what I mean? Like how do you see this?
I think that's the point of number 4 there. So the point is, I think the goal of FCLB was to have them through the RCSP program be the reviewer of the postdoctoral programs.
And so then this could be anything that this person apply, or whatever doc applies, you could check RCSP's site. It's an approved program. Boom.
That's right.
We're good. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
the way I view it is kind of analogous to the PACE program for CE.
Mhm.
So, if we have somebody who's gone through the PACE provider application process and gone through and been approved by FCLB as a PACE provider, then we automatically adopt those as CE, as valid CE.
Yeah. And is this
Very-
something that you guys would want to do like retroactively then for all licensees that now claim a specialty would have to go back and go through this? Or
That would not
Indeed.
be what I would want to do, no.
yeah. No?
In answer to that question.
Along that same vein, number 6 says that maintain a public registry of all chiropractic physicians. Like, I don't know that you want to do that either.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not sure
should-
in
Have
what
you looked
way
at
we could.
Oklahoma's site? Do they do that?
That's a good question. I don't know.
And I'm wondering about 3 that you'll review and may approve postdoctorate specialty programs. Yeah, I don't know what the intention is. Like, it makes me think about like the fact that the board doesn't approve
Mhm.
CEs, but then you're going to approve a postdoc program.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is that we could delete that section. We can just say the
Mhm.
board recognizes FCLB RCSP program as part of its review criteria of postdoctorate programs. And if well, I'm trying to find language. If qualified by RCSP, then they'll be qualified by us. I mean, something like
You're
that
right.
is cleaner than that.
Can you give examples of what those postdoctoral specialty programs may be, or that you guys may know of now?
Um,
The sports physician programs, the pediatric programs. I don't know how many of the other ones that used to exist still exist. And that I think is another hard thing. Like, I remember we had something that came up and it was like, does this even exist? And I'm like, well, I know that used to exist, but I don't think, the ACA has that specialty anymore. So,
Right.
but
I
yeah.
don't see, I'm on Oklahoma's site. I don't see where they have, well, I mean, they have a registry link.
So I'm looking at FCLB's RCSP page and the
Mhm.
different jurisdictions that have accepted RCSP. In Connecticut, for example,
Mhm.
just says they had at their September board meeting to ensure that post-licensing credentials represent high quality and rigorous training. The board encourages practitioners and consumers of chiropractic services to verify that post-licensing credential training is approved through the RCSP program. That's all they've said. Minnesota says RCSP recognized for vetting specialties in chiropractic, and they had a board motion for that. Oklahoma, they had their rules. here, the board hereby recognizes the requirements adopted from time to time by FCLB, RCSP as requirements of the board. I mean, that would be simple. Actually, oversight authority. So let me copy
Yeah.
and paste this.
Yeah, are you reading? Yeah, you're seeing what Oklahoma's thing says?
Yeah.
Because their
Yeah, let
last
me
line
put-
does say they'll maintain a registry.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't need to do that if we didn't want to. I'm gonna put it in here. Wow, that's big font, but there you go. It's like shouty. I can see
Wow.
it now, though. That's good. Um,
I can just add this right down here so we can
They must have,
actually
the
see it.
RCS,
Oh,
the RCSP
wow.
must have, because West Virginia's is very similar to that. So I wonder if they either copied Oklahoma or if the
Oh, yeah.
RCS or if
no,
FCLB.
we totally did. We totally, I mean,
Yeah.
everybody on the Slack channel got involved in that. Yeah. So, because Oklahoma was the first to come out with
I
it.
mean, it's, you know, surprise, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So if anybody knows Beth Kidd, you know why
Uh-huh.
she's coming out the gate. And so really what we just did was break it out into different sections. But as far as, I don't think we need to keep a public registry.
Mhm.
Even though if we don't have some kind of way to indicate that these folks have been approved by our CSP, how can we answer that question for folks?
Mhm. Hmm.
So wait. Approved program or the individual has to be approved?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. I was assuming it was the person claiming that they were approved by, or that they were certified.
Because if it's just the program, our site could just have a link to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like it looks like programming and not individual, so that makes it easier.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that way the individual program would, most of the time, I mean, from my experience, they do a fair job. And obviously if you had a program that wasn't doing a good job of tracking them, then they could fall off the list.
Mhm. So yeah, maybe it says that the board shall maintain a public registry of all program, or programs that are, or if we even have to say that, or the board shall maintain a link. Words are hard. But like that, we would just have a link on the site to the program.
I mean, I
So you
think
can see
it
which
could
ones are
be,
approved.
yeah, I mean, I think it could be easy as the OBCE hereby recognizes the requirements adopted from time to time of the FCLB or CSP program, whatever the highlighted portion there is, because that's
Yeah.
really as requirements of the board, boom, done.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to
We-
start here. So what you're saying is the OBCE. Or you're just wanting to start right
Yeah,
Like-
recognizes the requirements.
so I can get rid of all this, right?
Mm-hmm. And I think what you have up in the proposed rule is all of this language still already.
Yeah, number 4.
So instead of may adopt, we could say the OBCE adopts by reference the recognized standards.
So start me over. Are we getting rid of like 1, 2? What are we doing?
Keep 1 and 2.
Okay.
Are we keeping 3?
Actually, for one, I think we want to say may, don't we? OBC may exercise oversight, or are we doing a shall?
Well, what's the implication of either?
what it
You know.
sounds like to me is this is saying that no matter what that individual licensees are claiming to be, that we are the ones who are reviewing that. Do you want to be in a position that
No.
the board's reviewing individual diplomats and certifications? No.
Mm-mm.
So I think we delete one.
Just delete it altogether.
Yep.
Okay. Do we keep 2?
I think you for sure keep 2.
Yeah. I
It
think
comes
that
up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
But then,
I agree
but
too.
then it talks about the registry.
Okay, yeah, let's change some wording. That's just in
Maybe
the area
registered
of-
with SCLB and our CSP programs, specialty programs, instead of us.
Yeah, I was going to say, do they maintain a registry of all the people who've applied for these specialty programs and we can just reference that? I kind of thought that was the point of the whole program, was that they would do all the work and then we can reference
Yeah, I
back
think-
to it if we need to.
I think it's a programmatic level, not an individual level for FCLB RCBSP. I think it's like this program is approved by us. If you are a participant in that program, then you're fine. But they're not going to keep track of who that person is.
But does the program keep track of who is in
Who
good
attended?
standing with them that we could reference back to? Like it's a double reference.
Yeah, I would imagine, but I don't know.
Could we have language in there that says that that's a requirement for us, or without us maybe saying that, but could we use that as a criteria for which we recognize a program? Do we have the authority, if the FCLB recognize a program, do we have authority to not recognize that program?
Yes, and look at 5.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And so
Mhm.
then could we basically require that in order for us to recognize a program, that the program keeps up-to-date records on who's valid with their program?
I don't know if we could require that of programs.
Yeah.
I mean, I think to deal with the number 1 language for the new one, comes out to the public, a specialist in any area of chiropractic, unless the physician is. What does our advertising rule say already about this? Anybody got it? Trying to pull it up. Our advertising rules 811-015-0045.
So it just says not possessed or doesn't exist.
Yeah. Claims a specialty degree or diploma not possessed or that does not exist. Okay. And we can just repeat that language here. Or not, since we already have it in rule. Or again, we're kind of getting down the rabbit hole. Really, the question before the board is, do we want to go into rule making about this?
True.
Um,
I say yes.
yeah.
You want to make a motion, Mike?
Ooh, ouch.
Wait, so when we do this, I have to submit something saying we're
Oh.
going in. What am I going to submit? Even if it's not what, I mean, even if we just want to work on it, I still have to submit something.
I would say move number 4 up to number 1 and say the OBCE adopts by reference, not may adopts, but adopts. The recognized standards
Okay.
as part of its review criteria of board approved specialty programs.
So I'm only putting that in.
No, I'm just moving that
Oh.
up to number 1 and then, what we want to do with the rest. But I think that's the key
Okay.
to all this is that's the very first out of the gate, what you want to see. And then maybe number 5 is the new 2.
Okay.
And I don't know what everybody else wants to do with the rest of it.
Yeah, I still think 6 is at the bottom.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we have 6. I don't think we'd keep a public
Yeah.
registry.
Yeah, but whatever, but however we decide to deal with that question, I think is at the bottom.
We can change things around. I just have to, so I can do this 1 and I can submit this 2. Do you want me to submit the 3 with it? I mean, what do you want to do with these 2 things?
I'd make the original 2 3.
Original 2. Okay. And this one?
Let's make it 4 and you guys can decide if you want to keep it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I'll submit to them. Got it.
Okay. So. Motion?
This is Lori. I move that we go into rulemaking in the proposed new rule entitled Proposed Administrative Rule Oversight of Postdoctorate Chiropractic Specialty Programs.
Okay.
Second.
Who was
Wait,
that?
who was that?
Is that Corey?
Yeah.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, Karen,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Corey,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Lori,
Aye.
Micah,
Aye.
I for myself, motion carries. All right. Does anybody need a quick break?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. Seth, thanks for being on. You want to show your new shirt?
Oh, stop
Aye.
sharing,
Good.
Krista,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
because I want to see this shirt.
Yeah, I've been looking at that.
Heather,
I'm gonna stop the
Oh,
recording
I'm
really
I'm right
quick.
here.
thank
Yes.
you.
I'm so excited. Somebody decided to wear it.
Hold
I'm
on,
gonna
guys.
stop the
Hold on.
recording. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
1 second.
Don't want that in public.
Yeah, no, give it on the down low.